Right, on today's menu, we've got stingray, barbecued stingray to be exact. Now, this is a large piece of skate, as we call it here in Australia, and it won't fit into my pan, so I'm going to cut it along this pre-made cut here. I'm also going to halve the thick piece so that all the pieces will cook at about the same time. Also, the skin is leathery, so you are going to need to skin each piece. You're also going to need banana leaf, which you can buy frozen or you can buy fresh. And if it's fresh, you need to basically heat it up over a flame to soften it. And if it's frozen, you will need to defrost it and wipe it down with a hot, damp towel. Once that's done, you've got one piece underneath, one piece as a blanket. Season with salt and pepper and set aside. Now, the magic of this dish is all in the sambal. I'm showing you an abbreviated version, but it's not difficult to make the full version. My version has lemongrass, which you slice, some cloves of garlic. You can adjust according to your personal preference. Half an onion. This is a medium-sized onion, and I'm basically dicing it so I can put it into the blender. And the other half I'm going to be dicing for texture. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. I've already processed 60 or so bird chilies with some sugar and salt and fried it up. Now, if you haven't done this already, all you do is add to the paste mix about between 6 to 12 bird chilies, depending on how hot you want it. I would have put about 12 as a starting number, but you can start with 6, depending on how hot you want it. Now, as you can see, I've got my wok on a medium-high heat, and I've had about 2.5 tablespoons of oil, a high-temperature cooking oil like peanut or vegetable, and I've added the paste in there. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to fry this up until it's a little bit more fragrant. Add the chopped half onion, which I mentioned earlier, which I'm using for texture, and fry it down until it softens a little bit. If the paste feels a little bit too thick at this point, add a little bit more cooking oil and stir it up. Now I'm adding my pre-processed chili that has sugar and salt in it. And if you're adding fresh chilies to your paste mix while you're blending it, obviously you skip this step. Now, as you can see, I'm a fan of really spicy food, and there are about the equivalent of 20 bird chilies in this bottle, and I'm using the entire thing. Now, after 3 or 4 minutes, give it a taste test and adjust seasoning if necessary. Some people add sugar to help caramelize and darken the chili paste. I don't. Now let's put it all together. Once the sambal has cooled down to room temperature, you can start to apply it on top of the pieces of stingray or skate. Apply a generous layer, and I do mean generous. Once that's done, heat up a cast iron skillet over a medium flame and add a little bit of high temperature cooking oil. When your skillet is really screaming hot, you can put the fish on this bed of banana leaf into the skillet, arranging it so that there's maximum contact with the bottom. Then apply a drizzle of cooking oil on top and cover it with the other piece of banana leaf and place a suitable cover so that you can help retain the heat and moisture to help cook the fish faster and more evenly. After about 20 minutes, you can check for doneness by lifting up a flap of the banana leaf and using a fork to make sure that the fish is cooked and fork tender. So I'm letting it sit covered with the flame off for another 5 minutes to finish cooking. It's a delicious recipe, and I hope you give it a shot by flying solo.